Hello and welcome everyone to my Let's Play Tomb Raider 3 The Adventures of Lara Croft. This is Guys 115 speaking. Let me welcome you to the warm and, well, welcoming Nevada desert with its large expanse. There are few things as rewarding in games as, you know, change of scenery, and Tomb Raider, well, Tomb Raider is a no exception. With a complete new set of textures, sound effects, and local fauna, although these vultures are really a poor example of what I'm saying. These are exactly the same ones we have encountered in the River Ganges. No cosmetic changes whatsoever, they are exactly the same kind of species in Nevada desert. However, unlike India, the cobras this time, well, are replaced by really small rattlesnakes who they take exactly the same amount of beating, they can poison you and deal exactly the same kind of damage with bite, but being so small their reach is really rather limited, and yet you can trigger them from exactly the same kind of distance like cobras, so really they're even less of a threat than cobras were. Once again, just like cobras, the tricky part is in their placement, and there will be actually 14 of these rattlesnakes across the level. Now, let's just take a dive in the refreshing pool of water. On the other side of the canyon over here, actually, you have this quicksand trap. I advise you not to drop in there, because for Lara to make it from that end to this one, that will take a significant amount of oxygen and eventually health from her. But it is climbable, upable from. Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah. Actually, we still haven't looked at the Infada stone we have in our inventory. If you see the very top, there is this Hindu-looking face carved in it. If you check, for example, the temple ruins ending cutscenes with Tony on his barge, you can actually see that he has stuck this to his chest. He has pierced his chest with this Infada stone, which gave him the powers over fire, which kind of explains why Lara cannot just, you know, throw fireballs everywhere around. She did not pierce her body with it. But yeah, you can actually see this face peeking from Tony's chest, surrounded by a patch of blood. That is actually really creepy. So maybe just, you know, rewatch the cutscenes and take a closer look on his chest, and you will soon see it. It's a really interesting detail. And yeah, as we've learned, there are far more of them. One of them supposed to be in Nevada. Now, well, understanding how exactly it got to America and why Nevada out of all places is a really interesting story. It's not really properly explained, but basically the US government has it, and it's the government is, you know, experimenting with it and checking it for its powers and that kind of thing. And Lara is out here, not only exploring the very first secret, but it's out here to take the second artifact from them, so yeah, Lara is showing Americans some British power. Okay, so yeah, this is the very first secret of the level. As you can see, there are only 3 secrets here, so of course it's more than no secrets in Caves of Kalia, but it's far less than 5 in the River Ganges, so really it should be a breeze. And all the secrets in this level, they are in plain sight, they are very easy to explore. Actually, I think the first one was the trickiest one. You might be thinking, you know, you can maybe try and jump into any of the edges of the barbed wire, but no. Anywhere you try and jump from this pit, I've tested it, Lara will just end up impaled. But if you take a look here, the barbed wire is only covering half of this tile, so from this way it's completely safe to drop. Yeah. Now you might be wondering how to get out. If you remember, I talked about this graphical glitch with movable blocks. Here we can slightly see it, the 4 axes crossing each other. It's far more difficult to see here than on the Hindu goddess in temple ruins, for example. But there you have it. Just look for the little graphical glitch and you'll soon see what is movable and what isn't. Our reward being shotgun shells. Finally, so our shotgun is not empty, and I say, how about we not use pistols from now on? Actually, there will be one vulture will probably use pistols instead of a shotgun, but yeah, let's see. If you remember my little monologue on the world globe screen, we will lose everything, and I mean everything, except for save crystals and a small health pack at the beginning of the second Nevada level. So really, we might as well go all out crazy and use, all our saved supplies and ammunition. Now we'll still try to refrain from using small health packs, because these are displayed in the statistics screen. But as for ammunition, you know, I will try to use this shotgun, and we will also find Uzis after long last in this level, so I'll be using them once we do find them. So keep your eyes peeled for the secrets, as one of them contains it. And this is actually a really impressive sight. I love it, I absolutely love it. I have such fond memories of Nevada desert. It's just a beautiful level, really beautiful. Okay, and talking about utilizing the shotgun, let's blast this rattlesnake to hell. Yep, always follow the sound cues. They will give you hints to pretty much when there's danger around the corner, behind you, above you. Whenever danger is not in plain sight, the music starts playing, you know something somewhere is wrong. Make sure to safety drop here, this way you'll avoid taking damage. You can just run off the ledge, Lara will drop here but take some small damage, so yeah, just keep a note of that. Saying that, we have a large health pack over here. And yeah, now we find ourselves above the starting area. There's the quicksand pit. So this is where, oopsie, what we were aiming for all along. Okay guys, I'm gonna that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, let me just drop into the quicksand pit and show you that it is not all that dangerous. We can climb out of it if we hurry up, Lara. Pretty please. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you that the quicksand, it is not lethal. There we go. Okay, we reach the safe tunnel, so we can just climb out of it if something goes wrong. Yeah, I'll see you guys back on the same spot. Okay, and I'm back. There we are. Okay, so this will be, yeah, I chose the wrong platform to jump from. We could have used the higher one, and this will take us directly opposite of the ledge we can grab. I was so hasty trying to, you know, get there. Anyway, keep a note of the following rattlesnake. We are going to use our last shotgun shot on this bastard. There we go. A shot well used, to be honest, very satisfying. And what we have here is this mysterious steel box. Actually, it leads to a pool of water. So, what I've been trying to do during my trial run, I did whatever I could to make Lara just take a perfect swan dive through it. Unfortunately, she needs so much space to line up and start falling directly vertically down. So, at some point or another she will, oops, well, hit her head and start screaming, yeah. You make the jump from too much of a distance, this will happen. You make it from a lower distance, she will start swan diving and then eventually hit her head on one of the closing walls. So unfortunately there is no way to avoid Lara screaming in a very trademark hilarious manner. Now this... We almost dropped. What's wrong with me today? Seriously. This is a very central area to the level. We are in a large canyon with a waterfall and a river. And whoa, there are a lot of things to do here. Now hopefully we won't be seeing this canyon too often, because the waterfall, well, let's just say later on, should we make a mistake and drop into the stream of water, we will find ourselves back in this very canyon. And this will involve some major backtracking, but later about that. I really like this camera angle. We see Lara shooting her guns first person. Whoa, and into the river he goes. Okay, so let's go forward. Now, what we can do here now is we can go for an optional pickup that is just behind our back. Should be a pair of Uzi clips. Since we are gonna have fun with Uzis in this level, and we're not gonna see them for a while because of the bloody cursed second level, yeah, let's pick them up. Let's go all the way back. And what we see on our left, yes, that is a ladder texture. It looks kind of climbable, I guess. The real tricky part is you see the gaps in between the ladder. Where these lead is the second secret. The tricky part is, once you go below a gap, you cannot climb up. Lara refuses to. The same applies for the gap below. Once you do that, you cannot, absolutely cannot climb up. I mean, Lara is just lazy when it comes to these things. So, the consolation prize being, we can... Whoa, okay. Just release and immediately repress action key to make Lara grab a hold like that, so you can shimmy to the side. But yeah, our consolation prize is the second secret of the level. Here we have some Desert Eagle clips and MP5 clips, which are completely and utterly pointless, like most of the objects in Indian levels, because we are gonna lose everything. This is so disheartening. At least we are gonna get liberal with that shotgun and Uzis, but yeah, as I said, that is a very small consolation prize. And that's the dead vulture. Okay, good. Now, dropping into the pool over here is not a bad thing at all, because there are 5 pickups waiting ahead of us. And there's also a 6th one waiting for us once we'll be climbing out, so it's a really generous drop. Okay, Uzi clips, shotgun shells. There should be another pair. Oh my god, we're spinning with the Uzi clips, this is amazing. If Lara starts approaching when you press that control key and you still keep tilting her to a side, the object along with Lara will be tilting, whoa, to the chosen direction. This is fun. And let me show you on the box of flares over here, it is most visible, I think. Oh, this is hilarious. Okay, I guess I get amused very easily. Now we're gonna do something I've been doing probably 18 times today, so I'm hoping this is the 19th and the last time we'll be doing this, but I wouldn't get my hopes up too much. That is climbing out of this river. As I said, should you make a mistake later on in the level, you get carried by the current into this river, this pool, this waterfall, and taking out of the shotgun shells there. But yeah, so climbing out is something you will be doing very often if you make the slightest mistake later on. Saying that, this is not at all a difficult level, which actually brings me back to the choose your own adventure dilemma at the globe screen. I really think Nevada is the best place to start, no matter how I look at it, even in terms of difficulty. I think Nevada levels are easier than those in London or those in South Pacific. They just make sense. The challenge is much bigger than in India, but nothing too horrible or sadistic or unforgiving. It's just really a good difficulty step up from India. And yeah, now we have to take the canyon path all over again. However, this time we'll not be grabbing the ladder at the very left. So in case you missed those Uzi clips on the high ledge, you can just pick them up again. Here's another chance. But yeah, but if you're not interested in pick up secrets, just, you know, making it through the level, you can just directly jump on top of the ladder and keep going to your left. Now, since we picked up some shotgun shells, let's pick you up, because there is a rattlesnake. The bastard we cannot see, but Lara can and will aim at him. So yeah, you don't need to see them to know they are there. Basically, every single bush you will ever encounter in this level should make you very suspicious of the snakes, and that was actually an amazing shot. Although, unlike the jet fighter we've seen just a while ago next to the steel box, these ones were all black. I have absolutely no idea why. And yeah, you can also drop into the ledge below if you don't feel like making that side flip, because sometimes it behaves a bit funnily. But yeah, you can make a drop below and climb into this space over here, and from here you can basically use the monkey bars to reach a platform over there, then grab a ladder and climb up using the ladder, or you can also just jump over here and make a backflip. It's really as simple as that, and you will land on top of the health crystal should you get poisoned by the rattlesnake. So yeah, there are quite a few ways to move around in this canyon. I'm not sure why there are so many of them, but there you go, just wanted you to be aware of your options. Also, small health bag over here, and yep, this is a detonator, a little tribute to Tomb Raider 2, Bartoli's hideout level. I mean, there's a boulder opposite of us, you can imagine what will happen once we trigger it. Now, for it to trigger, we cannot do it by accident. We know Infada Stone does not hold explosive powers, just fireball powers. We need a detonator key. Now, if we follow probably the cutest piece of wiring I've ever seen in a video game. I mean, look at it. Okay, we'll find ourselves facing the TNT crate. Now, yeah, we can take a pot shots at it, but this will not trigger it. Thankfully, considering we are like 1 meter away from it. But just make a note of this small cave over here. There is a box of flares that you can only pick up before you detonate that crate. Once you do detonate it, rubble will block your path to the flares and they will become unobtainable. Although there will be just a small enough gap for you to see they are still there and tease the living hell out of you. So yeah, just pick them up before you do anything else. Now, there are once again several ways we can continue. We can use the ladder to reach the platform over there, then climb on top of another ladder and make a backflip. Or we can just use the narrow ledges to shimmy to the left when we grab one of them. There we go. So once again, multiple paths we can take. I'm showing you the fastest one, albeit it might not be the most reliable one. Then we can make a backflip, and we can make another backflip, and we find ourselves on a platform over here. And once again we can proceed in numerous ways. One of them, after we of course pick up our small health pack, is making an angled jump and grab the crevice to shimmy to the right, and then make a jump from the steep ledge on the platform opposite of it. Or what we can do is do something, okay, it might not be entirely safe, but once again it is faster. Make a grabbing running jump to make sure Lara will sort of squeeze in and not hit her head on the ceiling. This is something that I've already demonstrated previously and also in Tomb Raider 2, and then just make a running jump onto the angled ledge over here. So yeah, this might be a bit tricky because the ledges are irregular. Sometimes they might be shorter than Lara's jump run up, therefore she might theoretically just drop into the water whilst running. And this actually takes us to the third and final secret of the level. Once again, the secrets are very clustered together. Yep, a little crawl space. Now if we climb on the ladder, you might be tempted to do backflip. Actually, yeah, let's do a backflip. Let's see. Yep, the rattlesnake over here, the little sneaky bastard, will not reach us, and that is great. Exterminated. Good. And finally, here they are, the Uzis I've been talking about. Oh my goodness gracious. Now I found some walkthroughs referencing this spot as Uzis and also Uzi clips. No, you either find Uzis, or if you already have them, if you are playing Nevada levels in a different order, there will be Uzi clips, but there won't be both, even though it kind of looks like it. But the clips over there are just protruding, loaded into the guns themselves. Let me show you. One Uzi clip pickup equals 2 Uzi clips in our inventory, yeah? Now, we have 34 of them. That is, we have 40 bullets per pickup. That is 20 per one, but 40 per pair, and one pickup is a pair. And there we go. 720, we have received exactly 40 bullets for picking up these Uzis. So there you have it. You only find one pickup worth of ammunition and a weapon along with it if you do not yet have it. This is just like finding the shotgun at the beginning of the jungle level, you know, it came preloaded with one pack of ammunition worth, that is 2 shots. Talking about taking shots, exterminated, you bastard. Actually, maybe we should switch on to Uzis now, since we have them. And oh my god, let's see the clicking noise they make. Oh my god, these are the moments worth living for. Okay, I'm being too enthusiastic. And yeah, this is an interesting area that we absolutely do not need to go to yet. There is a health crystal, should you find yourself poisoned at some point, keep a note of that. We can descend the ladder and see a top of elevator shaft, but that would serve utterly no purpose. Inside that elevator, however, is a detonator key we need to get our hands on. And the only way we can do that is by summoning the elevator up. That is exactly what we are about to do. But patience, patience. Oh my god, this amazing word wheel. Now keep those Uzis ready because, oh my god! The notorious Nevada bikers attack, I guess. I actually have absolutely no idea who these guys are. They have grey hair, an enormous beard. They have something which looks like creature from Doom 1 and 2. The Lost Souls, you know, flying at your screen when you're blasting them away with your shotgun. And they wear denim vest and jeans, and this guy just wanted to ask Lara for directions and she just mowed him down with her Uzis. That's how much she likes her weapons. So yeah, I'm not really sure who these guys are supposed to be, why they are here, they just are. make a note of that waterfall. We can climb it up now, but we'll be actually going back from that direction later on. So to save us time, I will just climb the amazing water wheel. But back to these biker guys, I have no idea who these guys are. There are some people who say these are convicts, you know. It would make sense because soon we will visit something that looks a lot like a prison. But in the second level there will be genuine convicts and they look completely differently. Some people say these are actually government employees, you know, workers, maintenance labor, that kind of thing, and they're just dressed up to look like some bikers to fool random people lost around, you know, not to give up their secret identity. That is a valid proposal. What I don't understand in that case is why they don't carry guns. If you know, if they work for military police, why not carry guns? I'm not sure who these guys are. Either way, purely because of their looks, I'm gonna refer to them as bikers. Oh my god, the satisfaction these Uzis bring. Their sound is so much better than in Tomb Raider 1 or 2. I really love them in this game. Okay, and there should be another rattlesnake guarding a pair of grenades. Come to think of it, we still haven't used grenade launchers since our fight with Tony. That is because the enemies are not very tough in this level so far. Each grenade would land a killing blow and therefore mess up our statistics kill count. Now what you see here is unfortunately not the famous Hoover Dam. It is a very small dam just supplying electricity to a facility nearby that Lara wants to infiltrate to get that artifact. Now if you see an orange door over there, our objective is to actually find a mechanism to close it in order for us to fully enable us to pass through the interior of the dam. It might sound confusing now, but it will make sense later on. Be very careful not to get dragged away by the current, okay? Saying that, do leap into it, because in this particular part of the water flow you will not yet get carried away. The current is not that strong. The closer you are to the dam itself, the safer you are. There is one underwater lever here with Desert Eagle clips behind fence. Make sure to collect it now before you start investigating the Hoover, because we'll be controlling water levels and soon we'll find this particular area deprived of any water, and Lara, following the rules just like she did in the Templar ruins, in that pool we had to fill with water to get our hands on the second Ganesha key, Lara will follow rules. She will not activate the lever if there's no water around it. She's just stubborn like that. Okay, and with that lever we just opened a grate inside the dam. So yeah, there'll be 2 more water levels in there that we need to trigger. One is fairly easy to miss, it's like right here, so if you're swimming forward you are not gonna see it, which is vicious. This one actually opens, well, technically closes the orange door we've seen from the dam exterior, and the one over here just opens another grate at the end of this tunnel for us to be able to get out. So it's really as easy as that. Okay, there we go. I actually love spinning to a side when swimming up. Gives me a little vertigo. Okay, so this is the orange door I was talking about. Now it is closed, so we cannot see outside. But the water is flowing just like it normally does. And the entire point was for us to be able to reach this switch over here, which will, yep, activate an elevator. And the way the elevator works is actually via the water wheel. What we did was, we didn't summon the elevator directly, we diverted the water flow. Meaning, woohoo, we can take a swan dive. Once again, you are safe here, you will not be dragged by currents, but venture too far and, oh dear god, we'll find ourselves back in the canyon with a second secret. We don't want that. Okay, so we can retrace our steps just like we came in, or we can do something more interesting. We can explore this particular area now devoid of all water. So as you can see now, Lara would not pull that underwater lever, so the Desert Eagle clips would be, well, forever unreachable. Not that that matters, considering we are going to lose them in a few minutes, but, well, there you have it. Once again, you might not be playing the game in the same order like I do. So yeah. Okay, so there was a large health pack there, there is a small health pack over here, and that's not all for exploring this area devoid of water. There should also be one rocket we can get our hands on, and rockets are, I think, the most rare type of ammunition in the game. So yeah, always good to make a note of that. We need to make an angled jump here. Let's see, I pray I will not mess... Ooh, it up. Wasn't sure there. Good. So we got our hands on the rocket. Now we need to make the same jump back. Once again, you might be thinking, okay, we collected everything, let's dive into the water. No. You don't want to end up in that canyon. Or maybe you do. Maybe you forgot something. Either way. Let's take... I know this looks like a running jump material, but considering how high we are, just make a standing jump. No, Lara, why were you moving forward? Oh, god damn it. No, no, do... Wow. Well, anyway, according to the plan, of course, this is entirely what I intended to happen. So, wow. Okay, you would make a jump on that platform, then on the platform over here. Be very careful you don't drop down, because Lara will just slide into the water instead. Oh, okay. Instead, just, you know, make a jump across the water stream. And now that the water wheel is whirling, once again we got the camera shot of the elevator being dragged all the way up. Unfortunately, it was not animated, like the, oh my god, amazing water wheel is. I really love this part of the level. But yeah, now that we actually have a purpose in the elevator shaft, there is someone checking up on, hey, what happened? I didn't summon the elevator. This guy, exactly. Yeah, they actually dropped nothing, you know. You might be thinking, finally human enemies in Tomb Raider, let's check the loot, you know. Especially if you're just back from playing Tomb Raider 2, but no, these guys drop absolutely nothing, which is a bit of a disappointment. But anyway, here should be a very familiar looking item, the detonator switch. Looks exactly the same like in Tomb Raider 2. And yeah, let's just grab the health save crystal since we won't be coming back. You might be wondering what is beneath the elevator. Whatever is there, it is not an accessible area. There is absolutely nothing worth exploring in there, actually, because the elevator was stuck in its initial position. We would only see whatever was there from the roof, but I checked it, there was literally nothing. Just, you know, rock textures around us. So yeah, don't worry, you haven't missed anything by bringing the elevator up. Okay, once again, it feels like we've done this before, haven't we? Actually, if you want, you can, you know, just plunge into the river now that you have the detonator key and, you know, just climb the canyon all over again. You know how by now. But I would like to see if there's a good way to get back without that amount of backtracking. Make sure you do a grabbing jump here. Lara will not hit her head. Okay, and let's see, if we can just make it on that platform, the one that we will not slide on, all should be good. Ooh, great! And now I might be thinking, well, how the hell do we get back to the detonator switch? Remember one of the paths I suggested? This is a ladder, so just feel free to grab it. Instead of going up, we get a unique shot at Lara, we'll go down, and yep, we'll make a backflip. There we go. I'm not sure if this is the most efficient way, but even if not, at least I'm showing you an alternate way to get, well, to travel both ways, if that makes sense. And yeah, this, of course, is also climbable, so we can just go all the way up. Good. And now, let's trigger the most obvious trap in Tomb Raider series. And there you have it. That's pretty much it. Once again, just like in Tomb Raider 2, we did not see the explosion itself, because let's be honest, these things are not animated, they just change instantly when the script receives a command. Wow, way to break the immersion. Anyway, as you can see, now the cave with the flares becomes inaccessible. You can just admire, watch, and, well, try to recollect and reminisce on your life's failures and think about what went wrong and why you haven't picked them up beforehand. And now they are lost forever and there's nothing you can do about it. And your entire life has just lost any kind of meaning. Or you can keep going forward. That's what I would suggest. Because forward are far more interesting things than a box of flares. Okay, wasn't sure if we'd make that. Okay, there we go. Unfortunately, a necessary crawl space, but not for long. yeah, I just wanted to let you hear that amazing track. I absolutely love how Nathan McCree turned the Tomb Raider theme into this little military march theme. It's really amazing. So this is what I was talking about, this camp which looks a lot like prison, but once we explore the facilities inside we realize it is not a prison at all. It is a garage with a couple of offices. So these guys, they are not convicts, they are probably employees who just listen to southern rock music. Can't blame them, it's great. And yeah, they're all really rough types that we should probably not engage up close. But Lara's never one to listen. Anyway, there was a solitary grenade pack over there. Oh my god, and make sure you do not touch the fence over here. You do not come into contact with these columns. Only thing you can come into contact with is the gate here, because it is not a solid but a dynamic object, because we will be opening it. But yeah, anything else, Lara will just instantly get electrified and die. Which is a really interesting kind of death, new to the Tomb Raider franchise, but there you have it. Maybe, if I'll be clumsy enough, it will happen to us. Now there are two paths we can take. One was a long slide down, or we can explore the crawl space over here. Trust me, crawl space over here is the best option at this point. Now the crawl space itself will kind of diverge into two paths. One is down, the other up. But first, let's go to the upper one, and then we'll explore what's down there. I'm not always, exploring things in the most efficient way possible, but I try to explore things to sort of also explain what is going on, not just to tell you what you need to do. Otherwise you might as well just follow a couple of button prompts, I want to explain what's going on in the level itself. So where we are now is a tunnel leading to a cistern that is currently empty because this orange door here is blocking it. So instead there's water in this cave and in this tunnel. Now what we just did here is we opened the door inside that cistern, door very high up, which will allow us later to jump over the electric fence of the camp. Now unfortunately the camera does not show you this. Instead the camera will show you what this lever over here does, and it opened some insignificant orange door in middle of nowhere. The orange door holds a lever inside its room which will actually open the orange door over here. Now don't ask me why, this is not user-friendly logic, this is Tomb Raider puzzle logic, okay? That's just the way it is. So we'll need to backtrack a little to actually open the orange door over here. Talking about backtracking, let's first explore the area over here. So where we were in was a cave and a tunnel leading to a cistern. Now I'm gonna show you the cistern itself, or water tower actually. And there we go. So what we see above us was the tunnel we were in, and this is the water tower, and that's the orange door we opened with a lever. The camera did not inform us what it did, and using that we'll jump over the electric fence. Now there are already two guys just wondering, hey Bob, is that a woman I'm seeing? Yes, unfortunately she's not a very pleasant girl. Okay, whoa, that's one down. That wasn't Bob, no, that was Rob. This was Bob, definitely. You cannot mistake them for one another. They are not at all identical. And yeah, now we can actually climb into the water tower. I will do that just to kind of show you what is going on, or why we need to fill it with water. Okay, there we are. As you can see, we cannot access the platform with a door. We can climb down using a ladder. But if you take a look to the left, that's the orange door, the kind of greenish one. The dynamic lighting is applied on it because it's a dynamic object, and that's the platform we need to reach. Unfortunately, it's too high for us to jump, so we need to fill this water tower with water. That's the purpose it serves. And in order to do that, as I said before, we need to press a switch inside a small room whose orange door we have opened. And in order to reach that small room, we need to go all the way back to the entrance of the camp and slide down into a pit that was on our right, before I even entered into the original crawl space. Phew, it's... yeah, this level is actually enormous in its size. It doesn't have that many enemies or pickups or anything like that, but it is just massive. It is really huge. And it isn't difficult, it isn't evil or anything like that. With a little bit of patience you will figure... Oh my god, don't jump, Lara, thank you. Because I was holding the jump key when she was sliding down. That would be our death. But yeah, so it's really big, but not complicated, and with a little bit of patience you will figure everything out. Another ominous music. Actually, there are a couple of rattlesnakes we should take care of. One down, another down. That's it. And oh my god, this is a central area to the level. Why? Well, let's see. Warning. Whoa! Photography of this area is prohibited. Now, once again, this is electric fence. Let's not touch it. There is nothing in these small ledges over here. There are the warning signs up there, the orange lightning bolt. I love it how they warn you that photography is prohibited, but they do not warn you you will die when you touch the fence. It's like they want all the eco-terrorists to die. Surely they wouldn't want that. Okay, and there we go. There is a reason why I mentioned eco-terrorists, that will actually refer to the final cutscenes of this level. So, Lara, do you feel confident? Can you jump over the fence? You know, let's make a perfect running jump, maybe even a swan dive. No, she refuses. The reason is we are gonna need to rely on something more powerful than Lara's legs. I know there are only few things more powerful than Lara's legs. One of them is a quad bike. Yes, for a short while we'll have a little quad bike fun in this level. But the quad bike is parked in the camp itself. Now, as you can see, we've just filled the water tower with water. So now we'll be able to reach that ledge, reach the camp and the quad bike inside. But the camp is not without its own few dangers. And it's really one of the most fascinating areas of Tomb Raider 3 to explore, so I'm really looking forward to that. And we'll also be taking care of the two guys that have been mocking us through the fence. Ha, can't reach us, can't reach us. Ah, patience, my friends. We wouldn't want you to feel left out, since Lara already had fun with your other friends. Okay, and we can, you know, either go down and climb the ladder on top of the water tower, or we can actually drop into the water tower itself from up top via the tunnel. And I want to do that just to show you that the orange door inside the tunnel is now opened. Also, the water level has, you know, lowered a little. This has been completely drowned. Now there's actually some dry surface in there. And this door has now opened, so we can just swim over here to this orange door. Ooh, plenty of orange doors so far. And we can make the jump. Now, this really tempts me to make a swan dive, but as I said, Lara's fall damage tolerance when swan diving is minimal. She will just instantly break her neck. So let's make a normal jump. Oops, no, draw those Uzis, Lara, because... oh yes, these bastards can climb blocks, surfaces, walls, that kind of thing. Make sure you do not make too many jumps or maneuvers when fighting them, because, well, one touch of the fence, even from the inside, and you're dead. I would feel really uncomfortable in this camp knowing that. Imagine getting drunk one night and just leaning over the fence and, well, that'd be it. Anyway, there are a couple of offices on our left. We don't need to go there yet. Actually, we don't, but let's do that. There is a pool table for recreational purposes, and oh my god! If you're about to spawn, at least make sure we cannot see you, okay? This is just cheap, come on. Yeah, a little pool table, you can see the balls on this side, that's really great. We can climb on top of it. And here are the offices, you know, so this means this is not a prison. These guys know what they're doing, they are hired by the government. There are a couple of posters in such poor resolution I can barely see what these are about. But maybe these are for some UFO conspiracies, that kind of thing, you know, visitors from the outer space, meteorite crashed. I guess that's what they're supposed to be. There is also a creepy face on that poster, but they are too low resolution to make anything out of. Now over there is a generator with a switch and a label of the orange lightning bolt, and also one guy guarding it. By using the switch, we'll switch off the generator for the electric fence, meaning it will cease to be lethal. This is exactly what we want to do. However, we need a key item, a card, to do that. You might have noticed a card slot over there. And that card... whoa! More fighters! Ah, we missed it. God damn it. This was jet black as well. The card, unfortunately, is on top of the office roof. It's like some vulture swooped in and just stole the card and put it on the roof. Maybe there will be a nest of them or something. Either way, there are two more bikers to take care of in here. One of them drops a small health pack. Oh, there it is on the side. Good. And there should also be a pair of Uzi clips. Oh, there they are. This storage room actually reminds me of the Cold War level in the Golden Mask expansion. Oh, but that was far more vicious place. Oh my god. I mean, there was a guy driving a scooter on top of crates. Oh. God damn it, that was the ultimate stress. And here it is, beautiful quad bike, which they've just retextured from green to brown, but hey, it's camouflage, it's cool. Okay, so if you hit the fence with a quad bike, no harm done, yeah? And there is a switch which opens the gate outside, so that we can get outside with the quad bike itself and onto the final ramp with the no photography warning sign. However, we need to press that switch to open the gate. Now, we can approach the switch, but we will die instantly due to the electricity. So, let's get on the roof. Lara's just moving on her own. Okay. Just accelerate a little, then decelerate immediately to make sure you will not jump over the roof or something like that. That won't be nice. And yeah, as I said, on top of the roof, there's the cart we need to use. What is it called? Generator access. There it is. We are going to turn off a generator. Now, let's bring the quad bike down. I'm not sure what would happen if we were to leave the quad bike on this roof. I mean, how the hell would we get back? Actually, that's a very good point. I think if you were to leave the quad bike on the roof and just descend without it, I think you might be stuck and unable to finish the level. Whoa, so be very careful with that. Now, there might be a way, maybe even a glitchless way to not allow that to happen, but huh. Maybe we can reach it like... Oh wait, this looks like an option. Nope, it somehow doesn't work. Okay, whatever, weird texture. Okay, so just make sure you do not leave without the quad bike, okay? Make absolutely sure. Come to think of it, we haven't saved yet. That is amazing. Okay, and so we open the way to the generator, and we have the very last member of the gang to welcome us. There we go, that's really all of them. And now, yeah, as the sign says, we will now deactivate the lightning fence. There is no camera shot to really help us explain what exactly happened, nothing along those lines. You just have to figure it out on your own. Just to demonstrate, let us touch the fence. Nothing. See, we are completely safe. So yeah. We can now safely flick that switch down to open the gate. Okay. This was actually one of my final deaths, well, the final death during my trial run. I was like, okay, finally, let's finish this and see the stat screen at the very end. And I completely forgot the switch is electrified. It is just such a random death to die onto. Okay, there we go. We don't get to enjoy the quad bike for long, but it's those precious few fleeting moments. And there we go. Okay, Lara, you remember what to do, okay? Let's not make a jump, let's make a turbo jump. So hold that handbrake with the sprint key. When Lara revs it up, release the sprint key, and on we go!
You crazy geek freak. What kind of stunt is that to pull? Let's take her in.
She don't look much like one of them. Maybe she's an eco-terrorist or something.
And they wear hot pants, huh?
And that's it. This is quite the dynamic entrance, also a dramatic exit. Lara is unconscious, being manhandled by military police, and that's why I mentioned eco-terrorists earlier. These guys actually thought she's an eco-terrorist, which I found really hilarious. Lara, an eco-terrorist, the person that mows down innocent monkeys. But yeah. So here we go, time taken 44 minutes, not too bad, all 3 secrets found, all 29 enemies killed, and we have found exactly 31 items in this level, and once again avoided using health packs. Which, okay, is not as amazing considering there are health crystals in this game, but still, it feels good. What doesn't feel good is that once we press on to the next level, we will find our inventory containing only a stopwatch and 1 small health pack. So we have absolutely lost everything. The military police have taken it and there is no way to recover it. but I'll keep having litanies and singing sad songs about it in the next level. For now, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this level, and I'll see you guys next time in a high security compound.